The search for immortality has been the best kept secret and the greatest quest of all ages. It has led people to search for things such as the Philosopher's Stone, the Fountain of Youth, or the Holy Grail. But the reality is that these things do not need to be searched for on the outside. And this is because they can only be found within you. So here you will discover the greatest secret of all times. It all starts by something that happens inside the body when a child reaches the age of 12. This age is celebrated in most cultures, and there is a hidden significance behind that. This is because, starting at the age of 12, once a month when the moon is in your sun sign, a sacred fluid is secreted from your claustrum. It is then divided into parts. Half goes into the right side of your brain, known as the feminine side. There it enters the pituitary gland, where it receives a magnetic charge, and it becomes a white substance that is called milk. The other half goes into the left side of the brain, which is known as the masculine side. There it enters the pineal gland, where it receives an electric charge, and it becomes a golden-like substance. And this substance is called honey. So you see, this is the true meaning of the different writings mentioning the search for the land of milk and honey. The milk and honey will then start their journey down two separate nerves, the Ida, which is connected to the pituitary gland, and the Pingala, which is connected to the pineal gland. These two nerves are also known as being the Kundalini serpent. The oils will travel down through them until they reach the sacrum bone at the end of the spine. After reaching the sacrum bone, the oils will then climb back up until they reach the solar plexus. There the secretion will unite and become what is called the chrism or Christ oil. And after going through an alchemical process where it is charged through the solar plexus and mixed with the mineral salts of the body, it will then harden and transform and become what is called the seed of life. Now you have to know that the Bible talks about this process because the two glands, the pineal male and the pituitary female, are the Joseph and Mary of the physical body. And out of them was conceived the spiritual son, or otherwise called the seed of life, that is born in the solar plexus, which is the Bethlehem of our body. In Hebrew, Beth means house, and Lehem means bread. And you should be aware that the solar plexus chakra is in charge of our digestive system, which is our house of bread. And in the solar plexus, there is a thimble-shaped depression that is what is referred to as the manger, in which is deposited the psychophysical seed, or the holy child born of this conception. And the solar plexus chakra is also the energy center of the body, and it belongs to the fire element. It receives the element directly from the sun, or by the food that has absorbed the sunlight. And in Sanskrit, the solar plexus chakra is called Manipura, which means place of the shining gem. The shining gem is a reference to the seed of life. So now you understand how important this chakra is. But all of the chakras need to be balanced in order to enable the journey of the sacred secretion. And here we will see that what negatively affects the chakras is what we call the 7 deadly sins. This is because each one of them is directly connected to one of the 7 chakras, and they are what causes them to be unbalanced or blocked. And we will see that right here. First, we have the root chakra, and it is connected to greed. The root chakra is red, and it is attached to the adrenals. The second is the sacral chakra, and it is connected to lust. The sacral chakra is orange, and it is attached to the testicles and ovaries. The third is the solar plexus, and it is connected to gluttony. The solar plexus is yellow, and it is attached to the pancreas. The fourth is the heart chakra, and it is connected to wrath. The heart chakra is green, and it is attached to the thymus. The fifth is the throat chakra, and it is connected to envy. The throat chakra is blue, and it is attached to the thyroid. 6 is the third eye chakra, and it is connected to sloth. The third eye is indigo, and it is attached to the pineal gland. And the 7th is the crown chakra, and it is connected to pride. The crown chakra is violet, and it is connected to the hypothalamus and the pineal and pituitary glands. So now you see how balancing the chakras is essential, not just for our well-being, but also for the journey of the sacred secretion. And here we saw that the 7 deadly sins directly affect the chakras, and they are not called deadly sins for nothing, because having just one of them will disable the oil from completing its journey, and they will cause sicknesses, and they will speed up the time that leads you to your eventual death. And you might not realize it, but we are all victims of at least one of these vices. So our first concern should be to work on them. Now, after the seed is born in the solar plexus, it is then taken back up the spine by the pneumogastric nerve. Then during its journey up the spinal cord, it will climb the 33 vertebrates to reach the base of the skull. Jesus was said to be crucified at the age of 33 in a place called Calvary or Golgotha. You need to know that in Latin, Golgotha and Calvary means skull and place of the skull. So you can now see why they used these words to define the place of Christ's crucifixion. So here the seed will be crucified, and crucify does not mean to die. It means to increase in power 1,000-fold. After that, it will remain there for 2.5 days, the time that the moon is in your sign. And on the 3rd day, if it is not destroyed by the low-grade pleasures of the carnal mind, it will rise and reach the heavens, the upper brain, or unite with the Father, the pineal gland. So this is the true meaning of Christ dying for 3 days and ascending to his Father. Do you now understand that the story of Jesus, as written in the Bible, is simply a metaphorical analogy of this process that happens in each one of us? Now you should know that the place where the seed remains during these 3 days is called the cerebellum, which is in reality the true tree of life. And if the seed is saved, it will become the fruit of the tree of life, or the fruit of the tree of good and evil, as mentioned in the story of Adam and Eve. Good if it is saved, and evil if it is corrupted by one of the 7 sins, where it will be wasted and destroyed. But if it is not destroyed, it will ascend and reach the optic thalamus, which is situated in the center of the brain. It is otherwise known as the light of the world. Just as in the saying, "If thine eye be single, thy whole body will be full of light." So as the seed enters the thalamus, which is connected to the pineal and pituitary glands, it will unite this sacred trinity, and it will cause an electromagnetic reaction that will enlighten and awaken all the dormant brain cells that were until now asleep and in the dark. So if you manage to achieve this and save the seed of life, then your body will go through a full process of regeneration. It will start to heal itself, and you will be released from the animal desires of the lower chakras and the earth below. And you will reach the kingdom of heaven above, where you will accomplish a full spiritual renaissance. And there is even more than this, because you should not just do this one time. In 1 year, there are 12 moons and a fraction, equal to just about 1/3. Therefore, it would require 3 full years to make an extra moon, the 13th moon. And this happens during the 4th year, the leap year. Now, if we add the 13th moon in the 4th year, there would be a total of 37 seeds saved. Now we can see how special this number is if we go back to when Nikola Tesla said, "The key to the universe is 369. Now we all know that there are probably many special things hidden in these numbers. Many things that we have not yet discovered. But here is something that shows how they connect to this magical number, 37. You can see here in this chart that if 37 is multiplied by 3, 6, and 9, and the numbers that in numerology make up 3, 6, and 9, like 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 15, 1 plus 5 is 6, and so on. Now if you do this, it will give you what is called the angel numbers, or the angles of light. And if you break down the numbers again with numerology, it will give you the result of 3, 6, and 9 repeatedly. And many people know that if you see these number sequences, it means that the universe is trying to communicate with you. The numbers 37 and 3, 6, and 9 have some very special meaning when they are used together. So you see, the number 37 is truly a magnificent number. So maybe we have just discovered the true secret and the key to the universe. And I believe that if you achieve this process 37 times, as we just saw, then you will reach your highest state of being and attain true enlightenment. So it all depends on you and what you are able to accomplish to get there. So after all we saw, if you are now interested in taking this journey, then you might want to get access to a place where you will find the best ways to accomplish this process. Just like I was searching for when I discovered this. So I decided to open an application called Seed of Life Rising, where there you will get access to a combination of all of the best techniques to accomplish this journey. Like the best awakening chakra mantras, you will be able to discover the practices of transcendental meditation. There will be Qigong, energy of life exercises. You will also be given the best techniques to overcome the 7 deadly sins. And you will get access to the dates that the moon is in your sign, and the information about what you should do during this time to help rise the sacred secretion. You will also be able to join a community of like-minded people where you can exchange your ideas and progress. There will be all this and so much more. The application is still in creation for the moment, but you can find a link below where you can join a waiting list, where you will receive a notification as soon as the application is active. And you should know that there will only be a limited amount of places available, so be sure to save your place while you still can. If you wish to be a part of this journey of saving your sacred secretion, activating your inner light, and rising your seed of life.